Hey guys, welcome back. I've got a package here from Hobby Nut Models. I placed an order and it has arrived, and it's a pretty big box. I'm going to open it, take everything out, and then I'll come back. But yeah, this is always an exciting time. I love to get my orders from Hobby Nut, and I got a couple model kits in there that are pretty cool, so I'm going to show you. But anyway, let me get this open. I'll get it all out and I'll be right back. Alright, got it opened. So these are all the small things. The kit's over to my left here. So I want to start with something that I've never had before. Very first time. And it's a set of Pegasus wheels. I've never bought any Pegasus wheels and tires. That's the first ones. But I saw these and I'm like, wow, those look awesome. These are the Diablos. Yes, I've heard so much good about these Pegasus wheels, and they're like kit chrome type chrome and rubber tires, but they're just so nice. I have seen some Pegasus wheels that were just outstanding. I don't know anything about the history of Pegasus wheels or anything like that, and but I just saw these on Mark's website and I'm like, wow, those are nice. And they're inexpensive. They're not very expensive. I think these are like, I don't know, $9 or something like that. But yeah, I got a set of these. Those are going to look good on something. I'll be putting those on something pretty quick. So I got those. I got some sanding pads. These are AK, and these aren't super fine. These only go down to 800, but sanding pads would be really nice to have sometimes. I have some that are almost worn out as far as sanding pads like this, but I figured I would try these out. AK, and it has what, 120, 220, 400, and 800. So those will help me in the sanding process, especially the initial sanding of a new kit that's got a lot of not panel lines, mold lines and all that stuff in it that has to be sanded out. So there you go. Oh, I forgot to open something up over here to my right. I also got something for the first time. I've never had any Novus polishes. As a matter of fact, I don't really polish anything, so I've got to start doing this. I've been watching my friend BG over at BG's Model Workshop. I just watched a series on him doing a polishing a clear coated paint job, and it was like 100 steps. I'm just playing. I think it was 7 steps, but he didn't use the Novus. But I'm interested in, after I clear my paint jobs, how to get them even shinier. So I bought these Novus polishes. I was shocked at how inexpensive these were. I've never really even looked into buying any, but anyway, saw these on Hobby Nut, and I figured I would try some of these. And I also got some All-Clad Candy Golden Yellow. And the reason I got this is because, in search of the perfect polished brass, like on your brass era cars, I watched my friend Mark Batson over at Hobby 007 channel, and he sprayed some of this candy golden yellow over chrome, and man, I think that's pretty much the ticket right there. So I'll be, the next brass era car I build, I'll be using this. So that's pretty cool. And then I got some, first time for this too. A lot of stuff's first time, especially if it's a new product to me. Green Stuff World Chrome Metal. Now this is the brushed, you can brush this on. I've got the airbrush already, the airbrush type, but this is the kind that you can brush. And I like to brush on some chrome, not like I don't like chrome anything, but if I have small things that need to be chromed and things like that. I've been using the Molotov and it works great, but I wanted to try this. So to be able to just, let's just say a shifter. If you paint your shifter all black and then you need to paint the shaft of it chrome, you can just brush it on. So anyway, that's cool. And I got some Tamiya blacks. I like, what is this? Flat black. The Tamiya flat black is my favorite flat black. I shoot a lot of that on my my chassis and things like that. In the semi-gloss black. So I got 2 semi-gloss blacks and a flat black. And I also got, I had one already. I had a clear Tamiya lacquer clear LP9, but then I got a flat clear because I find myself wanting to kill the shine on some things, and let's say you only have a gloss paint in that color. Well, you can flat clear it and give it that flat look. So I got some of that. I've been using like a spray can. What is it? Anyway, I just used some recently to spray the wheels on my 62 Impala wheel stander. But I wanted to try, it was out of a spray bomb, but I wanted to try the Tamiya flat clear to try that. And then I got a bottle of Tamiya Clear Blue LP68, doing like heat stains and things like that. That's going to work good. And now I got a few more MCWs. I love this stuff. You guys know that I love the MCW enamels, and it just works so well. I've fallen in love with this stuff because I found something that I can make look halfway decent. And when you do that, you try and stick with it. I got a garnet red. I love red. I'm an orange guy, but man, a red car is just awesome. Anyway, this is garnet red. High performance red. That is really nice because it's just bright. It would look so good on something sporty. Kodak brown. Let's see, I don't know what the heck Kodak brown would have been on. If you go on Mark's website, each of these paints that you pull up, there'll be a picture of a car with the color on it, so you have a really good idea. Because this, if you just look at it, looks black. Unless you look at the bottom, it's not mixed. I haven't shaken this, but if you go on hobbynut.com, hobbynutmodels.com, you will see each time you click on a color, there's a picture of a car with that color, so it gives you a great idea of what the thing will look like once you spray it. Here's a black eye. You ever had a black eye? No fun, I can promise you that, but hopefully this will be a lot more fun. This is a black eye gloss enamel. It is beautiful. Look at that purple, just the color of your black eye when you get punched in the face. Yeah, that's no fun at all. But anyway, absolute black metallic. Now this is black, and it's, look at that, it's got some blue in there. Once you get that mixed up, wow, I bet that's deep. Anyway, absolute black metallic. F8 green. Let's get around there. There's your F8 green. That's cool. I think this may be a Dodge color. Maybe a Dodge Charger color, a newer Dodge Charger. I think that's what that is. Ocean blue. So this is the color that I painted the Skyline tuner car that I built. And I only had one bottle, so I got this. That was a beautiful color. And so, yeah, got another one of those. Antimatter blue. Another pretty metallic blue paint. That ought to look nice. That kind of looks like space when you look at it. The universe. Yeah, whatever. Atomic silver. That's just a metallic silver color here. That ought to look good on something. I have found that silver shows a lot of flaws. So you better better sand it out smooth if you're going to shoot some silver over it, in my opinion. Go Mango, that was the Volkswagen Beetle that I built for the October, North Charleston, South Carolina model show. I built my Beetle for the theme of 90s, and it was Go Mango, so I'm glad to have another bottle of that. Viper Red, so obviously Dodge Viper Red, one of the greatest sports cars I think they've ever made. What a cool American muscle car. But yeah, Viper Red, that's really bright too. It looks great. And here is this is really generic, but red. Yeah, you like red, Matthew? I do, actually. I think red cars look really nice. But I tend to find myself painting everything red if I'm not careful. So, and then, just to top it all off, another bottle of Guards Red. This is a great color. I've painted with this before. I don't remember which kit it was, but Guards Red is really nice. Looks red to me, Matthew. No, it's different. It's Guards Red. Here is one that I've used. Cinnamon Stick. Remember the 959 Porsche Testers kit that I was doing a buddy build with my friend Douglas over at Douglas Model Garage's videos? This is cinnamon stick, and I got another bottle of that. That is gorgeous. It really turned out nice on that Porsche, so wanted another bottle of that. And here is cactus gray. So this is, I believe, also a, it may not be, but it seemed like it was. This is a lot of your newer cars now. You'll see Fords, you'll see Dodges, and you'll see things like that with this, like, I call it kind of a battleship gray color. Just a non-metallic, just a gray gloss. And I got a bottle of that. That's going to look really good on something. Don't know what to put it on yet, but those colors are really cool. And then here's a pretty cool one. It's Area 51. This is another gray color, a little darker than the cactus gray. But there you go, Area 51. So you can paint your vehicle if you live out there and make it look like it fits in. Tropical Rose. This would be a color from the early, like maybe around the 1950s, right around there. When you look at Hobby Nut models, you'll have the paints in like a different category. You'll have like modern paints from, let's say, 1965 to 1972. I'm just making that up, but he's got them, and then he's got them like the early color paints and a non-metallic. A lot of your early cars wouldn't have had a metallic paint job. They'd have just had a straight color. But anyway, this is Tropical Rose, and that's pretty. All right, so there's one other thing I haven't opened, and I forgot about it. So let me open that real fast. It was right off to the side, so I totally forgot about it. Here's something else that I haven't tried yet, and I've been seeing it, so I'm like, let me give it a shot. And then something that I've used quite frequently. First, it's another bottle of the Mr. Color leveling thinner. This is just wonderful stuff. It really is. It has changed the world of model car painting. It is a thinner or a reducer that's going to allow your paint to settle down, and not dry too quickly, so the orange peel has a chance to flatten out. Now, I'm not saying if you use that you won't have orange peel. It still takes proper technique of spraying and things like that, but what I've noticed is, wow, this gets the gloss so much better because, again, it's a slower acting reducer, so it's going to give the paint time to flatten out, and that's really cool. But this is the bottle of stuff that I just got that I've never used, and this is Mr. Color Rapid Thinner. Now, the leveling thinner is a slow thinner, so it's going to allow the paint to do what it needs to do. Now, this is for quick. This is a quick drying thinner, and it said on the description that if you want your paints to come out maybe a little more flat, this is going to dry a lot quicker. So it's maybe on some of the, because most of the time I just use the leveling thinner for everything, but I'm just going to try this Rapid Thinner. You can go on Hobby Nut Models and read the description of it for what it's for. I don't want to misrepresent it, but let me see if it says anything on here. Okay. Well, no, just go on there, check it out. Rapid Thinner. It has a purpose, and it's again, it's something that dries really fast rather than something that dries slower. And I'm just going to give it a shot. I like to have an arsenal of things that I can try. Now I'm going to show you the model kits that I got. And in the thumbnail, you probably saw them, but there was one that was hiding that I intentionally kind of hid to make you wonder what it was. But first, I got this. This is super cool. 1985 Camaro Z28. Got to be my favorite body style of Camaros. I mean, I really like the new Camaros, but, you know, I was a kid. These were what were running around, the IROC Z, and I love these. And this is a Revell kit, although it's a 124, so it's truly a monogram kit rebranded under the Revell name. But yeah, this is going to be neat, super neat. 124 scale, just a good looking car. You just can't beat it. Now that would look good, to be honest, with these, but I think these are 125th scale wheels. I don't know how. I'd have to size them up to see, but anyway, there is a frog outside just a chirping because it just rained and he wants it to rain some more. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but anyway, yeah, '85 Camaro Z28. I can't wait to open this up and check it out. So it's very cool. This is a fairly new release by Revell, although again it was just a rebranded monogram kit. And then I got another one of these, and this, I don't want to bore you guys, but I'm a Ford guy. There is a Ford Lightning just outside my shop here, a real one, and that me and my nephew have been working on forever, but it's kind of stalled out right now. The engine did get completed. It was all done, but just, you know, it costs a lot of money to add these things that we need to add, so he's just been saving his money. But anyway, I got another one of these, and the reason why, it's not because I want to build another Lightning or a Lightning period, although I do want to build a Lightning. It's just to be able to have a couple extra Ford short bed pickup trucks of this body style. They're getting kind of hard to find. I've picked up a few. There's a long bed that you can get. There's a short bed with like this, like body style effects. I'm looking at it up there. It's just a F-150 short bed truck. It's got some ground effects and things. But I wanted to get another one of these. Now, interestingly enough, on your Ford pickup truck, as a matter of fact, as I'm looking at the one up on my shelf, there is a body line. There's a body mold that goes right here. So it goes right along this area right here, okay? And on a Lightning, that body line or that molding is not there. It's smooth. And in this picture, although it's a drone, you know, someone drew this picture, that body line is not there, so it's smooth. But when you get this kit, it does have that molded in body line. So to properly make a Lightning, you would have to remove that. I bought one of these kits when I was on vacation a few times ago up in North Carolina, and actually we went to Hiawassee, Georgia. So right, very tip of Georgia, there is a antique mall, and I found one of these, and it was an open kit, but it was just barely started. And I didn't pay that any attention, but I saw that whoever had started it had done some body filler. And I got to investigating that. They had removed they had started to remove that mold line. So I didn't even realize it until I noticed that kit that I'd bought on vacation. But yeah, if you want to build a proper Lightning, you've got to remove that plastic body line or body molding that's put in there to make a proper Lightning. And I just happen to have a 1-to-1 setting outside that I have plenty of references for. But anyway, what a cool truck. When they brought out the Lightning, I think it was to kind of compete with the 454 SS that Chevy had done, and is, to my recollection, I mean, I know it engine has had a 351 Windsor with a upgraded fuel injection style, and it also had what they call GT40 heads. I've actually got those heads off of this truck because we replaced the one that's outside. We replaced the heads with Trick Flow high performance aluminum heads. So the GT40 style heads, or was it GT40? Yeah, I think the heads were GT40, and I think they considered the intake GT40. Anyway, I'm out in the weeds. Yeah, anyway, where was I going with that? It was to compete with the 454, and this 351 would eat the 454's lunch. Yeah, to all you Chevy guys, a 351 would outrun a 454. How do you like that? All right, battery's dead. Be right back. All right, battery's changed. Full power again. All right, so enough with the Lightning. I want another one of these because I like Ford pickups, and I would love to see a Ford pickup built, or I would like to build one tubbed, lowered, big blower sticking out of the hood, just something like that. I don't know. I've got all kind of crazy ideas that when I begin to think of what and all type of work it would take, it kind of scares me off. But anyway, that is my goal one day, is to build one of these as a total pro street, or maybe a drag truck. I don't know. Anyway, there you go. All right, last but not least, for sure not least, this thing is so cool. And yeah, I don't know what to say. Check this out. It's the Liberty Walk Lamborghini Aventador LB Works. This thing looks cool. I mean, that is awesome. When I saw that, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm putting that in the cart, that's for sure. But I will do a box opening on this kit because I I just think it's so cool. But it's an Aoshima kit. Be 1/24 scale. And I'm assuming it's 1/24 scale. Most all Japanese kits are. But anyway, yeah. This thing is straight up kind of like tuner, kind of like supercar. And I'm sure it's just loaded with parts because it's an awful big box. So that is going to be so cool. LBWK, Liberty Walk, I guess is what the LBWK. I don't have a clue what Liberty Walk is. I just like the way the car looks. Sometimes I get myself in trouble for saying I don't know anything about something, but that's okay. I'd rather be honest with you guys than to fake it. I ain't got a clue what that means. Liberty Walk, no idea. But like I say, I like the picture. The picture looks real good, and if I can make mine look like the picture, which this is a real car here. This is the real car. You can tell that is not a built model, but that is the model kit, and it looks as good as the real thing, and I'm so excited to see what this looks like. I bet it's got like 9,000 parts, and I can't read Japanese. I mean, I'm reading this. It seems like, oh no, there's a little bit. Let's see if it says anything about parts count. It's a lot, I would imagine. Don't see it. Still don't see it. So yeah, I don't know what the parts count is, but I guarantee you it's very high. All right, well, hey, that does it for this Hobby Nut haul, and I want to thank HobbyNutModels.com, Mark over there, for supporting the channel. I do appreciate it. It is a wonderful thing to be affiliated with Hobby Nut Models. He's such a great guy, Mark is. And if you ever meet him, you'll say the same thing. But anyway, I encourage you guys to go check out HobbyNutModels.com. All these things that I got came from there, so you go check him out. If you use the link that's in the description of my video, if you were to purchase something and you got there via that link, I would get some credit for it. But if you don't, hey, just go check out HobbyNutModels.com and go see some of the great stuff Mark's got over there. Also, the Facebook group, thank you for all you guys who contribute over there, and to my Patreon members, hey guys, thank you so much for your support. Most importantly, you guys watching these videos, if you don't mind, give it a thumbs up. That'd be great. That helps a lot. Leave a comment. Tell me about anything on here if you've used any of these products. I'd like to know more about Pegasus wheels. I just don't know anything about them. I've seen them and seen them and seen them, but never investigated, never bought a pair or a set until now. And yeah, let me know what you think about these Pegasus wheels. Aren't those nice? I think those are just the coolest. That billet style wheel. Anyway, all right guys, hey, you take care, and we'll see you very soon. See you later.